and he hasn't forgotten anything. I'll remember that. He's got high-performance tires, all-season tires, low-rolling resistance efficiency tires.
I get the picture.
Don't interrupt me, buddy.
Yes, sir.
I've only got one word for you, my friend. Rebate.
Get a $60 rebate by mail on 4 select tires, plus another $60 rebate when you use the Ford Service Credit Card. Subject to credit approval, rebate by prepaid debit card. Competitive ad required for tire guarantee within 30 days. Other tire manufacturer rebate or offer cannot be combined with Ford Service Credit Card rebate or offer. See your participating Ford dealer for details through 6/30/16.
Ford parts, Ford tools, Ford techs. When your Ford needs service, you need the specialist.
Ladies and gentlemen, moms and dads, people everywhere around the world. It's time for another great edition of Younger Life. Hi, I'm Rick Federici.
And I'm Mary Anthony.
Oh, it is so beautiful again today.
I know it is. I know it. I love it. You know it. And you know, this feels good. This is much more spring to me. There's a little bit of brisk, and I like it.
I'm
early
liking
this
it brisk.
morning. Yeah.
We're going to talk about the bike ride. Speaking of brisk, it's been beautiful the last several days.
Absolutely has
for
been.
walking and riding.
You know, get you a little energized to want to do some physical activity. And, you know, actually, since January when we first started, we've talked about planning a public ride, you know, a little group ride. And the week is here.
It is here. Woo!
The week is here.
We've got the bike route. For those of you that are watching, YoungerLife.org/live, or even easier, YouTube.com. And we're obviously Younger Life Live. And so you could actually see us right now, which is another nice little step in the right direction when it comes to social media and our video and TV stream. And of course, on the radio with WIMS AM 1420. So all I'm going to say is I am stoked beyond stoked.
Well, I'm nervous beyond nervous.
Why?
Because I do like to ride. I do like to ride, but we're very much I say recreational riders as a hobby. Not often. We don't bike ride every day. I definitely don't bike ride far, even every week. So although this isn't far, I don't want to scare anybody. I'm only nervous for myself. This is a group ride. I'm going to say this only because we have a lot of riders with us that ride a lot further, but it's 10.5 miles.
Which really isn't that bad. If you look at it this way, it's 5 and 5.
Right, exactly. That's your whole ride.
Trip, right.
Yeah, your whole ride. But this weekend I had ridden 11, and that last little stretch, get home, I was like, woo, I am wore out.
Mama needs Jeremy.
Yeah,
Jeremy.
I am tired. And so I did. I mean, it's fine. It's definitely doable. That was right out of the gate. I mean, it's definitely doable.
And let's be honest here. And for the record, you hadn't ridden a bike since several months, correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean, because even when the kids ride, a lot of times I walk because the littlest ones that like to ride, and you know, I don't want to discourage them from riding either.
Agree.
Especially if we're not going very far, just down our own road and, you know, and back. I'll walk the dogs and let them ride. So, you know, I do that a lot. And so for me to get the chance to ride, that's why the tag along is so great that I just
Can't wait. And we got all the parts?
I do, but I'm not bringing him. I don't know that I can tote his butt.
And that's your little one, correct?
Yeah. It's actually the idea of the tag along is my 6-year-old, who's a very good rider. He'll be in school, obviously.
Awesome.
We're during our ride. So because he's a good rider, but I think he's not very fast. So this would be perfect to have him on. And Emmerich right now, we do still use a bike cart.
Oh, yeah.
But I think
He's
I
a
don't know.
cutie,
I want to
that one.
move him along things. I want to move him along to the tag along. But when we got this one, the plan is for my 6-year-old, and we'll try the 4-year-old out on it and give it a shot. But I don't know that he has the whether he'll hang on the whole time or not. Which, by the way, I got a mirror. Todd and Trina recommended a mirror from the
Oh,
bike
that's
stop.
awesome.
And
Yeah,
they
for
said
you, that's
it's-
great.
Yes, to make sure that I can see the tag along and whichever kid's on, and make sure they're paying attention.
You know, it's funny, and I'd love to talk to Trina and Todd from the bike stop in Michigan City on Route 20. I've noticed a lot of riders lately, this year especially, because I'm paying more attention to it, with mirrors. Now, I don't use a mirror, and
Yeah.
I like to cycle. My wife doesn't have a mirror, and she just started riding with me. So, but I could see from a child standpoint, that's
it's nice
great
to feel
have.
like I can
Yeah.
see them. But even this weekend when I rode with my 2 oldest children,
Mm-hmm.
it was nice because then I was just less worried. I could constantly see a car way in the distance behind us and say, hey, because we were kind of riding together so we could talk. And so I could say, oh, you know what, car coming, so we can move on up, and everybody just gets in, much safer.
Do you know another spin on riding, which we could really elaborate on, you and I, but get it from the experts, maybe some of the riders or a Trina and Todd, the proper etiquette rules of the road.
I think that's a great.
I'm telling you, because people are crazy. Look at Mary's like, I like that.
I will pull it up.
Seriously.
And, it's true. And I mean, I say this, I preach this to my own kids, but it's true. Manners matter all the time. Okay.
Oh, I agree
say
with
that.
you
I've said
100%.
that. That's like my line to the kids. And it's the same holds true whether you're biking or you're hiking, whether you're camping at a campground and you're just zooming around on the, not on a road, but on the campground paths.
Absolutely.
Or whether you are literally on the road. It's much scarier on the road, especially when you live out. We live in the country, so the back roads are not very busy a lot of times, but when they are, people are going a little faster than they should be.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little scary. But so to learn to make sure that we're doing what we can to, one, be mindful of the cars.
Respectful
so
on
we're
either
respectful,
side. Absolutely.
to the vehicle drivers, as well as safer for our own self. So I think that's a really cool thing. I'm going to pull that up.
Now
But
you're talking about being out on the country. I, on the other hand, am completely different. There are folks that'll drive along, cycle along the water or on trails. Because I live in the suburbs, in my community, it's very tough. So there are cars constantly, and they are just straight out flipping rude. And
That's
I'm
terrible.
being honest.
I know, and
so that's
that's
right.
just
That's why
sad.
helmet for me is important. I think that's great. Can we call in and ask about the route? We want you guys to talk about the route. Sure. 219-861-1632. We'll talk about that in a second.
yes, let's tell them when the ride is, first of all,
Okay.
so everybody is aware. The ride's going to be this Friday, April 22nd, 10:30 a.m., which
Central.
I know Central Time. I know that's a little inconvenient for some people. This will be the first, hopefully, of at least a couple different rides.
Oh, I want to do a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it would be great to do a couple different ones, and for one, just to see how our own stamina progresses throughout the summer months. You know what I mean?
We're
So
going to go
it'd be
from
nice.
10.5 miles on this first one to 50 for you on the next
No,
time.
thanks. But no, thank you. That's too big of a jump. I'm just thinking
gonna be fun.
the same route, even just to see how much better endurance is by the end of by
Right.
fall. You know what I mean? So it
Right.
would just be nice to.
But
to
again,
check
we
for
want to
ourselves.
remind folks that this trek, this bike ride is going to be pleasant. It's going to be
It
fun.
is.
We
This
want it
isn't
to
a
be
race.
something just it's
Even
not.
though I joke all the time about being competitive, which I am, but at the same time, it is all in good fun. I am not. I will probably be the last in line. Let me be completely honest.
This is what's going to happen. We're going to be up in the front of the line, and we're going to say, "Okay, everybody, ready?" And you're going to be like, "Ready to go." You're going to go, "Ready, set, go." You're like, "Come on, Federici."
Yeah,
No,
I'll be in the back probably. But that's
No,
okay.
that'd be cool. Now, what
Slow
bike are
and
you
steady.
using?
I'm going to use my own regular old mountain bike at home. That's
Yeah,
just my
good.
own. Nothing snazzy. So please, those listeners that may not be avid bike riders,
Just
bring
bring your
whatever
bike.
bike you have. It doesn't
Right.
matter. Now, one requirement, because this is a group ride, for safety reasons, they are requiring helmets. I know. I typically, I know it's not safe. The safest.
You're gonna
and,
actually
they
wear a
can't
helmet?
believe. Yeah, they said that we really have to.
Okay.
It's a safety precaution, protects everybody
Mm-hmm.
involved, and especially since it's being promoted on the show, they are requiring that we
I just
wear
want to let
helmets.
everybody know that I do have gelled here underneath the helmet. I have a little foof. I make sure it sticks out in the front.
Oh, how funny! I won't even know because I don't
She's like,
typically
"You're a
wear a
dork."
helmet. No, hey, more power to you. I'm glad you're worried about what your hair looks
I
like.
do.
I'm not going
I
to care.
am.
Mine will be tucked in the helmet. Apparently, I don't know. This is going to sound terrible. I've never wore a bike helmet. Obviously,
Really?
I wore a helmet to be on 4-wheelers and stuff like that, but I've never
Mm-hmm.
wore a helmet on my bike. So that will be new to me.
I have to tell you, it is a new experience for a lot of us.
Yeah.
But once you wear it, and like I have fallen a few
Mm-hmm.
times because I have my bike, but I have the shoes that click
Yeah,
in.
you have like the real bike.
Right.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, it's once you get used to it, it's awesome, but it's tough.
You know,
if you've fallen, I'm
it's
falling and
funny.
I can't get up.
It's
crazy.
I can't imagine with my feet locked in. It used to be a joke because I would fall biking, just whatever, just fall, and I've wrecked many times. One time I was a teenager and my best friend and I decided to try to ride we had rocket, which are like palms,
Oh, sure.
and so we had practice, and so we thought we
You
were
were a
going to be
pom
clever.
girl?
Oh yeah, I love to dance.
Wow.
So anyway, we thought we're going to ride to practice, which was quite a ways, and I wrecked on a set of tracks. Nothing bad, but I caught my tire and wrecked, and we didn't have the forethought to bring a first aid kit.
Oh, my
I
gosh.
fashioned my own Band-Aid with a leaf and a weed. Still, we laugh over that.
And in the background, your girlfriend, what was your
literally-
friend's name?
Jill.
Jill.
And she's been my bestie forever. We literally were laughing to tears. So it's funny, all of these years later, it still
Were you
strikes
doing?
me as
We
funny.
got spirit. Yes, we do. While
You
you're
know what?
riding.
Really, we were about dead. We got almost there, and my sister was driving to practice, who was also on the same squad. So she stopped and said, "Do you want to ride?" Yes, please.
Yes, we love you.
It
and
was
yes.
funny, but it was a great time, and we love it. It just, we have always ridden bikes. I mean, biking is such a part of most children's lives.
Oh, absolutely. I loved riding as a kid.
Yeah,
Loved it.
you just love it, and it's easy to forget how much fun it can be. And
Oh, yeah.
then as we get it to be adults, then more of the safety kicks in mind and says, "Oh, these are the reasons we need to wear the helmets." And as parents, especially when you have young ones, you're constantly saying, "You wear your helmet."
Oh,
you
yes.
know? But
I remember being a young kid. My brothers Scotty and Marco both, especially Scott, had BMX bikes, and I had one
Mm-hmm.
too. So they were again really good at the mechanical side of life. So they'd have different frames and this cool
Yeah.
gear and this and that. Where I was like, okay, just give me. And I had a chrome plated BMX bike, so that's the real cool
Yeah.
one. But I can remember as a kid, as you were saying that, for years we would jump hills, we would
Yeah.
jump things, never wear a helmet. But then I remember for one Christmas, Santa got me, the bands,
Oh,
the
yeah.
knee things, and thank the Lord because there were plenty of times that you would, fall, and I mean hard,
Wipe out.
Whether you were rollerblade, and that time we would roller skate too.
oh, we did
Skating, I
too.
just
My kids,
loved
we
it.
still like to roller
Sure,
skate.
I love
know,
that.
And
I even put on. There's another thing I'll do with you in 2 seconds. I
Roller
haven't
skate?
put on roller skates in decades.
I love to roller
But
skate.
I would easily put on roller skates because as Sanders and I have talked offline with you and on the radio show, with some of that music, but you could roller skate backwards.
Yeah. I love it. I love to roller skate.
Sanders
And,
like, okay, Federico, you
in
freak.
this winter I had done the ice skating,
Yes,
and that
you
was
sure
the
did.
first time. It was fun. I loved it. It's a lot of fun. I love doing
Skating
this
for
stuff.
me, I get the wobbles.
Ice skating?
Yeah, like I could do it, but I can't do it.
You're much
You know
more
what I mean?
confident on the skates.
roller
skates.
skating and roller blading. I know a lot of people have done that. 219-861-1632 here on Younger Life. Rick Federici, Mary Anthony. Hi, welcome to Younger Life. And who is this?
Hey, it's JD Flynn. How are you?
JD
Hi.
Flynn. Hi, how are you, buddy?
Really good. How about you guys?
Well,
Doing good, doing good.
Good day to be alive.
That's right. It's gorgeous out.
Woo! So, what do you think about the bike ride? What's your thoughts?
I'm definitely going to be showing up. I probably won't be riding from home, but I'll bring my bike in on my car and ride along with you guys around the lake.
Okay.
Oh, good deal.
So here's my question to you: is that something that you bike right now as a part of your extracurricular with your family, yourself? How does that work with your life?
A little bit. I mean, we've got the two young ones, so we've got a trailer for them. We take them around a bit. but they're so young that
It's
they don't
hard.
get along for very long at a time. So it's kind of nice to get out by myself
funny.
every once in a while.
Oh, I love that. Have you ever biked around Soldiers Memorial, that area? Just curious.
I've gone around Stone Lake a few times.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was much, much younger, I used to ride through the trails.
Yeah, see, I'm really looking forward. So are you from the LaPorte, Northwest Indiana area? Is that where you kind of grew up?
Yep, born, raised, lived here almost all my life.
Oh,
Wow. Can you do 10 miles total trek, like 5 and 5, or what do you think?
I couldn't tell you offhand. It's been a while since I've actually picked up the bike. With the weather just breaking now, I think the last time we went was before my son was born.
And how old's your son now?
He just turned 18 months.
Awesome.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's a cool age. What's your son's name?
He's Malcolm.
Malcolm. That is a cool name. And as a young dad, I mean, is it hard for you to get in sometimes your exercise because you're in a whole different age group? Is it hard to get in exercise because you're obviously working and stuff as well? I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, it's definitely very difficult to find the free time, but the two of them keep me running around quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely wonderful. Love hearing this young guy on the air. Is he bringing his kids with? Are you bringing your little ones with for this ride?
No, they're going to be at the babysitter that day, and probably it's just a little bit easier because that way I don't have to worry about rocks kicking up on them or anything along those lines.
I'm not bringing my little guy either. I think I'm going to struggle on my own. I don't need the added weight. Isn't that terrible? I mean, my little guy is solid. He's 4, and he is a solid kid. So, no, I certainly don't need the added weigh me down. I'm already going to be in the back.
Listen, you guys, I'm here for both of you, just so you know. And, like you guys, I mean, I'm not, I've done it, but every ride this year so far, I've done a very, I was saying well below 10 miles. But you want to know what? I choose to do that because I'm with, my wife, and I've done a few rides on my own. That's for me. And like you guys said, if I can get out there for 30 minutes, whether it's playing basketball or riding a bike or walking, I'm trying to do that. So JD, are you the same JD that's you got a ribbon cutting ceremony in LaPorte, Indiana coming up tomorrow? Is that correct?
That's correct. We're having an open house at Open Door Co-working at 4:30, and then we're actually doing the ribbon cutting at 5:15.
Talk a little bit. This is really great for young professionals in the area and those that are of the wisest of age. But, for those folks that are out there potentially trying to take a new step, maybe help themselves. This is exactly our theme here on the show. Talk a little bit about what you guys offer at Open Door.
It's a chance to get out of the house for people who work from home or telecommute or anybody who has a work from home day at their day job. Sometimes it's pretty difficult to find that happy place where you can actually concentrate on doing work. So what I offer is a place to get away, to concentrate, all amenities for a basic office space. I mean, we've got the free or the included internet, all utilities included, desks, chairs, coffee, soda, water, everything to make you feel like you can actually get something done. And the most important thing is we have the community. So now we have a few members who are there on a regular basis, and it's great to actually have adults to talk to. Like my biggest problem working from home, and I hate saying it's a problem, but my children are so distracting. It's easy to get caught up in a game of don't break the ice or something along those lines, and next thing I know, 4 hours are gone, and I'm working late into the night to play catch up.
I am with you. What is the number of your business, please, and what is the address? We'd love to throw that out there for folks that want to connect with you.
The phone number is 219-561-0219 and located at 1705 State Street, Building A. That's right off of State Street at Michael Street.
You're awesome. Well, keep up the good work. I look forward to seeing you on Friday. Mary Anthony, Rick Federici.
See you on Friday.
Yeah, we're looking for that.
I'm ready to ride.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate the listen and the call.
All right, thank you.
All right, bye. That was awesome.
So Friday at 10:30, we're going to meet at Soldier Memorial Park.
Right. And
The route I was going to say, it's the route has already been loaded. So it should be able to be visible if you look us up.
Right there,
yeah. On YoungerLife.org/live. You'll be able to track the route. It's up there right this minute if you're joining us.
Right.
So again, it's a total of 10.5 miles. And so we're going to meet at 10:30 so we can get going real quick. And I just want everybody to make sure they know that, yes, please bring a helmet. when I am going over, this is on 10 smart rules to bike safety. So again, we'll be group. I think that's much safer in general anyways.
I want real quick while you're saying this,
please.
we'll go through this and because that's what people are texting us.
Sure.
Can you go through it? They're listening, but they're not viewing it. Do you mind?
Oh, this can wait. This is just a 10. These seem like very basic rules too, but
are you ready? It's 10.5 miles.
Yes.
You could view along with this. We actually have a thank you, Sanders and Brendan, for making this happen. This is great. And we will have this for you. I'd love to throw this up on Younger Life too, if we could.
That would be great.
All right. So it says we're going to start at Soldiers Memorial, which is in LaPorte. And obviously, it's a really cool place right in front of Pine Lake, and it encompasses Stone Lake. So for those that are familiar with it, turn right onto Lakeshore Drive. Turn right to stay on Lakeshore Drive. So at that point, you're just at about 0.7 miles. So you're like on Lakeshore Drive cranking it. Turn right onto Orchard and go about another 1.7. And so we're going to go from Orchard to Small to Gold Ring. And then we're cranking on 150 north. And this is going to be great into Waverly and then back to there. So it's really not that bad.
Yeah, it looks, and it's going to be a very pretty ride.
Yeah.
That'll be nice.
Is there going to be anything hard for us to do in that little ride? Like,
I
are there
did
going to be
ask,
any hills?
because, I know it's silly, but I did ask, what about hills and stuff? Because I don't live in town, LaPorte, so I wasn't, I've been out there, of course. I've actually done a 5K that's out that way too. But it still was asking about hills, and they said there is one small climb that's really not a big deal. I said, are you trying to kill me? So we'll see. I think it will be fine. You know what? This is my theory on all of it. I don't want to overanalyze and overthink it. That's what I tend to do anyways, especially if I think, ooh, this is going to be tough. It's just going to be fun. It will be fine.
Agree.
And if at any point, you come with us and you say, okay, I'm good. I've had enough. Turn around and go back and sit and wait for everybody else. It's just fun, and it will be a fun experience. So I'm really excited about it. As far as weather, let's get into that too. I know it's been very, very warm, but it's supposed to be a lot cooler, which is actually good. I think the temperature,
I got to be honest with you, I'm really excited about it being cooler.
I am too. I think that will be a little more comfortable.
Can I tell you why, just before you get into the next part? Because I will be able to wear my Under Armour gear and it will hide my rolls.
Oh, listen to you. Well, you're not going to catch me out there in spandex type clothes anyways. I wouldn't be regular. I know. Bravo. I think that's great. Not for me. So anyways, I think
you're so cute.
It will be perfect. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a great time. So, but just make sure the high is supposed to be 52. Right now, that's the projection. So, it's not supposed to be raining or anything. I know it's supposed to rain Wednesday and Thursday. So, you never know, I guess. But as of right now, it's supposed to be 52. Make sure you dress accordingly. We've talked to everybody about this, whether you're hiking, whether you're biking, whether you're doing anything, wear a couple layers. At least then you can take it off rather than freezing your butt off. And what else? You have nothing with you to add on, So please, dress accordingly. Make sure you have a helmet. That's going to be a requirement. Other than that, bring water. I'm not really sure what else we would need.
I'll tell you what you should bring.
Yes, please.
A protein bar.
Okay.
Of sorts, just because.
Any granola bar or specifically a protein?
I would say like a protein or a granola bar, sure. Just because and we could ask the powers that be and those that, but I carry my protein bar, and no matter if I'm going 5 or 10 miles or whatever, I use it because I feel that if you need it, it's great. And then the water, is wonderful.
Absolutely. That's a must. There's no doubt about that. So, we want to just keep it fun and easy. We don't want people to be too intimidated to come out because one, the distance, or two, thinking they need to go buy all this stuff. You really don't. As long as you have a bike, it doesn't have to be anything snazzy. Mine is certainly not. So no making fun of it. Anyway, it will be fine. And I think it's going to be a great time. So it will be safer, obviously, with all of us as a group. But I am going to go over a couple of these bike safety.
Yeah,
tips.
let's leave up for just a moment. We're going to leave up the ride because I want people, if you want to, take a picture of it or if you want to snap it, it's up right now on YoungerLife.org/live or YouTube.com right now.
Yes.
So go ahead.
What there actually is, I'm going to give you there's actually Let me give you the location. You can actually look it up
cool.
too. If you put in ridewithgps.com/routes, ROUTES/132-06832. That's supposed to be the link that will take you right to the route.
Okay.
So I'm going to repeat it one more time. So ride, all lowercase, ridewithgps.com/routes, ROUTES/132-06832. That should give you the direct link to the route, just for those of you that can't look it up right now or that aren't watching, that are just listening. So that should be good. Anyway, these little safety tips right here. Protect your head by wearing a helmet. We've already said that's really not an option. So stay visible, obviously. Oh, we have a call. Let's take that.
Okay, well, hold on to that. Welcome to Younger Life, brought to you by Bike Stop of Michigan City. Who's this?
This is Trina Walsh.
Yeah, I know.
Trina.
Good morning.
Woo! We are so excited.
We definitely need your help. We're talking about what to bring for the group ride on Friday.
Yeah. I was listening in, Mary,
Yeah.
and you definitely need to swing by and let me fit you for a helmet.
Okay. I do. I mean, I don't have one. I don't wear one. I know that's terrible. Shame on me, but I'm being honest.
You got to be a good example for your
I
children,
know.
though.
Well, it's funny. I'm the nag instead. I make them wear it, and I go, "Oh, wear your helmet."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's going to backfire on you one day.
I
You know that, right?
I know.
Right.
I do.
I am so with you. Well, and do you feel, I mean, obviously, Trina, with Todd at the bike stop in Michigan City on Route 20, we're doing 10.5 total. So I'm assuming that we're going to go out 5 and come back 5-ish. Do you think that's okay for even the beginners? Because I think it could be done. I don't think it's that bad.
And it's not bad at all. And you know what? Everybody will ride at their own pace, and as long as they're not trying to push the pace, the speed or anything, anyone can do 10 miles. You really can. You'll be surprised. It goes fast.
That's what I say.
You're having a great time,
Speaking
and if you need to get off and take a break, you get off and take a break.
Yeah.
You give your bum a rest,
I love that you said, speaking of time, how it's my understanding that we should assume that beginning right around 10:30, it should take about an hour to an hour and a half. Is that right? Or should we assume?
Yeah, I think, depending on if they're going to go 5 miles and take a break, an hour and a half would be very doable.
Okay.
That'd be a nice, easy pace.
Okay, good. Just
hour
for
and a half,
those people trying to work it into their day if they need to. So
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. It sounds like it's going to be a pretty nice day, a pretty chilly morning. So dress appropriately, of course. You don't want to be cold. Nice gloves and all that good stuff, and some warm weather gear.
Ricky's going to have his cool gear from the bike stop. Ladies and gentlemen, rare. So that'll be fun. Well, I'll tell you, I'm looking forward to it because I have been jonesing to ride. And since I saw you last and you guys tuned up my bike and Norma's bike, and it's beautiful. We have been out there riding every day. Literally every day, so it's been phenomenal. I love it.
That's a good.
I'm so happy.
That's a good point too for listeners that are interested in joining us that may not have really ridden much at all. Should they try to get on their bike for a few minutes every day leading up to Friday, or would they be good right out of the gate?
No, the more you're able to get on the bikes just for a little bit of time, the more you're going to enjoy that 10-mile ride. Because it is a distance. You don't want to just be fresh out of the gate and get on it. I mean, you can do it, but it may not be as enjoyable as if you got out today at 70 degrees, and enjoy the weather and just go for a 3-4 mile ride.
Good.
Now, I'm wondering too if, and I'm just thinking about this because I usually stretch, for lack of a better word, before I ride. I wonder if we should do like a little stretching with everybody. Would you think that'd be a good idea, Trina?
Oh, absolutely. I'll be honest with you, that's one thing I tend to forget to do. But when I do, what a difference it makes, just getting those muscles loose, those tendons loose. Otherwise, you might be a little sore the next day.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
That's a good point when you brought up the bum. That's I had a sore booty for a little bit after riding last weekend, and it's just it's just right where the bike sits that my I really felt like a bruise but there clearly wasn't a bruise. So is there anything, obviously, is that just my seat, or is there something I could do differently?
Well, I mean, the seat plays a big role in it, and everyone's sit bones are, a little different than the other person's. So a good seat that fits you is important, but also the cycling shorts do have pads in them to help alleviate the pressure point. So Rick knows all about that.
Yeah.
I mean, he has the padded cycling shorts, and they feel a little funny in the beginning, but they sure do help on the ride.
It's like heaven on earth.
Makes a big difference.
You wouldn't think that, and then
Huge.
all of a sudden, it's like, especially if you get them fitted, at the bike stop, for example, when I had my first set, they're like, that's great, but try these, and it was like night and day to begin with. Both of them are great, but night and day, the second pair,
Really?
absolutely phenomenal. And you picture it, and just being adults here, by your buttocks and around your legs and around your area. If it's just padded, it is so. And the seat I have never had a problem. And people will say, sometimes seats will affect them, but I think my seat is small, and I love it. I just absolutely love it. So you're dead on right. But let's be adults here and talk. Let's use this a little further. At the bike stop, and when I was just over there recently getting both bikes tuned up, and they did a great job, there are actual things that you could use when you're doing rides and extended rides that are products, quote unquote. Is that correct, Trina? That you could use, around your butt and stuff.
Yeah, there are. Most people just refer to them as chamois cream because in the old days that was what the pad was made out of, was chamois. But they help with hot spot areas to help alleviate rashiness, especially if you're perspiring or if it's wet, you tend to get a little kind of like a diaper rash. Let's put it that way. We all know what that is.
Well, thank God I didn't have any of that.
And Mary, I don't know. I know you said you had a mountain bike. Some people think the larger the seat, the more comfortable they're going to be. And Rick, your saddle is really small and thin. And that's a perfect example of that's not always the case. By getting the big fluffy seat sometimes causes more pressure.
Okay.
So we tend to go towards the more narrow saddles and then use those cycling shorts to help alleviate the pressure. And then if you need some cream for longer rides, absolutely, that helps again. So, yeah. But,
it may sound
be
weird.
honest, in the beginning of the year for everyone, if they're just getting on a bike seat, just having that pressure again in that area, there's always a little tenderness expected.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw this out there. We're going to post the route to the Younger Life Facebook page, and you can share. We're going to share it on WIMS. We're also going to be filming the ride for a show. This is going to be something. It's totally cool. And then I also was told by one of the folks over at LaPorte Hospital, it's actually recommended to stretch after the ride and do a light warm up on the bike during the first mile of the ride.
That's what I like to do. I mean, with really any exercise that I do, I like to, get a little warmed up, but then I find the stretching feels so much better afterwards. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's just, it feels so much better afterwards.
Yeah. And then, like you said, if they could do 5 miles out and stop for a little bit, stretch in the middle as well.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I mean, get those legs loosened up again. Sometimes those will tighten up. So stretching, it can't hurt, right? It always feels better. So
it does.
I'm gonna try to get over there and join you guys tomorrow, which will be really exciting. And I'll share that route on our Facebook page as well.
Yeah, we're gonna do it Friday.
Oh, it's Friday. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
okay.
thinking ahead.
Thank you. Me
look
too.
at you.
I'm so ready for the weekend already.
Me too.
I know, right? Isn't that so true?
Can I ask a question? We just had a text to ask you first and foremost about water and what type of protein bar do you use when you're riding, and should we kind of recommend that to folks that are going to be riding with us? And it is a great question.
Yeah, well, I usually don't do just water. When you're sweating and perspiring, you do lose your electrolytes, get out of balance, out of whack, So I actually use a additive in my water to replace that sodium and, get my potassium, all that good stuff back up so I don't tend to cramp. I'm not a big fan of sugary sports drinks that you can buy, at your local grocery store, because I don't like to just throw a lot of sugar into my system and then, drop out. So I use products that is designed for fitness that we have here, just little tablets you throw in your water bottle. Makes it very easy. As far as bars, to snack with, I do like more of the all-natural products. I use a lot of Hammer Nutrition. They have a nice line of, not a lot of sugar, not a lot of stuff that could upset your stomach, and it just works for me. So I do a lot of the stuff that's real natural, real clean, and gives my body what it needs. And it really depends on what type of ride I'm doing, if I'm doing a harder push or if I'm going to be sweating a lot because it's 80 or 90 degrees out. So I change mine, with the ride.
Well, since this is such an easy, kind of just a more leisurely, enjoyable kind of group, ride, would you recommend that if someone does bring a granola bar, whatever they bring that they want,
Absolutely.
would you recommend that halfway through before we, or wait until you're done with it?
Absolutely. I mean, if that's how, if a 10-mile ride for somebody that's beginning, that's really going to add that nutrition to them. For me, I probably won't eat for 10 miles, but that's okay. I'll eat ahead of time, but it can't hurt. I always say be prepared no matter what. Have a granola bar. If you don't eat it, so what? You're bringing it back, whatever the case may be. A lot of times I'll do dried fruit, like dried bananas, because it's high in potassium. So if somebody hasn't ridden and they feel that their legs are starting to cramp, their muscles are starting to cramp, a banana is great for that. So, be prepared for everything, like have Band-Aids on hand.
I know, right?
And
isn't that so silly? I was a teenager, but we have laughed over that over the years. It was so funny.
It's funny, I have a bicycle bag like Rick does on the back of his that of course has, one thing we haven't talked about is everyone should have a tube and a way to inflate their tube on this ride, because how horrible would it be if they're 5 miles, 6 miles into it and they get a flat and they have no way to repair that flat.
See you later. Bye. No, just kidding.
Ride's over. No, I think you're right. That's a very good point.
Get a ride, somebody can pick you up or walk it back. And your ride is over. That's no fun. You want to continue on. And there's great ways, even if the people aren't savvy at changing that flat yet. We do teach the free class on Saturdays, but of course that's not going to be till the day after. There will be people on the ride that can help them. Rick knows how to change a flat now. So, he can pull over and help them out, but most likely the people aren't going to have something that fits your bike, Mary. Like for me, I would not have it. My tube wouldn't fit your mountain bike. My tube would fit my bike. So I can't help you in that way. And so you should be carrying that. In my bike bag, I have a tube, and I inflate mine with little CO2 cartridges and tire levers. But I also have, a Band-Aid and a Benadryl.
That's perfect.
Really? I never even thought about that. I never even
the
thought about
Benadryl I
that.
would never.
Ever.
Only because Benadryl makes me so tired.
I've been stung by bees out there once in a while, and I don't have a horrible reaction to it, but I do get a reaction, so I always slide a little Benadryl in there.
That's good.
Great info.
See, that's exactly what we're kind of looking for. A little bit of guidance this is super simple, but I've always been, I'd rather prepare first, be ready when you go. And even if that means, towing more stuff with you than you wanted to, but oh well, so what? You do take it back home, big deal,
Right. And Rick, your bag is really small. If it's right under your seat, it's really no added weight. We're talking maybe a pound, and it's just, those are necessities.
Well, that beats the backpack I
you.
wore this weekend with like 6 things of water in it. You want to talk about shoulder strain, you know what I mean? Like up by the neck and shoulders. I was fine with
killing
it.
yourself,
I'm like the
kid.
workhorse. Like I have all that stuff with me. I didn't want the kids to tote it. So
I think you have. Well, but there are ways that they can put it on their bike. There's these mounts that they could have a water bottle holder where they can carry their own water. And you're working too hard.
We were originally trading it off, but pretty soon I said, guys, I'll keep it.
All I want to say to you ladies is this is just, someone just texted me this, and I really, really enjoy this. I want you to think about this. No weirdness here, but put some fun between your legs, ride a bike.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
Come on.
That's funny.
Ladies and gentlemen, come on.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. It's something we've talked about for a long time.
I'm
and again,
so
I really
excited.
hope this is just the first of a couple, at least.
I agree.
I realize it's difficult for people to be able to come on a Friday in the early the mid morning. I realize that's not the easiest. But right now, that's as good as we could get scheduled in it, for now, and then we'll work from there. So.
Trina, I just had a text, someone asking if Trina's got used bikes at the bike stop.
I do have used bikes, and those bikes are constantly changing. When we sell new bikes, we do offer to take them back in on a trade.
Cool.
And then we go through those bikes. We make sure everything's working properly. They're safe. They're ready to go. And then we put them on our showroom, and there's a used fleet. And a lot of people take advantage of it because they're getting great bikes at a screaming discount. And our used bike section is constantly changing. They're coming in, they're leaving, on a regular basis. So right now, our used bikes are pretty stocked, and we have about 5 of them that are last year's models. So a lot of people trade them in every year. So we got a lot of. We're not talking these are old, crummy bikes. They're actually really nice bikes, and so stop in, and we'll be happy to show anybody where they are and make sure they fit them. And they get the same treatment as our new bike purchases. We'll size it, get it all fitted, make sure they have all the gear they need. And the knowledge they need to make sure it's shifting properly so they know how to do all that good stuff, and send them out the door. And another cyclist, a happy cyclist is what we're about.
Well, I think it's great. I think it's wonderful that you guys are putting this, out there. I also want to remind folks, if you do have a bike, you want to go to the bike stop. Trina, Todd, Patrick, and the crew, they could actually maintain it or tune it up or do something cool like that. So I wanted to throw that out there as well. So the bike ride will be this upcoming Friday. We're going to do it around the Stone Lake area. We're all going to meet at Soldiers Memorial, and don't sweat it because we will have a really, really great time. Trina, also, I wanted to ask you about gear, helmets, gear that we could wear, all that fun stuff. You guys have all that at the bike stop in Michigan City, correct?
Yes, we do. We have all that stuff. We have all the sizes. And again, it's really important to be fitted properly for a helmet and all the accessories. So we'll take care of you.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
I'll definitely
Mary, we'll make sure that
there.
helmet fits properly. And you're going to be shocked, Mary. You're thinking of helmets back in the dark ages. When we refused to wear them as kids. They were like big styrofoam coolers, and it was one size fits most. And they were hot, they were heavy, they had no ventilation.
Right.
Again, Rick can attest to this. Now they're very comfortable. They have a lot of vents in them, so you barely. It's more, it feels like a cycling cap, just a regular hat.
I noticed
really
that literally is the lingo that a lot of places, a lot of websites that I was looking at said, bicycle cap. So that is true. So, I'm all for it. I understand. Like I said, I'm always pushing the kids about wearing theirs.
Yeah.
But I just
got to get creative with some hairstyles.
I don't know. Yeah, you know what? When it comes to that, there is really nothing that I will be too worried about looking good because I will probably be sweating in a wreck. I don't care.
And Trina knows Rick Federici. We're all about looking good on the bike ride. So I got to make sure my hair looks perfect under the helmet because I don't want to have woof do. I want to be clear to everybody. Starting point is Cummins Lodge. So we're going to be right at Cummins Lodge. So right there, thank you. People are like stoked about this. What if we can't? Someone just said, what if we can't ride the whole 10 miles? What do we do?
I don't care if you get tired. Honestly, turn around. And if I am towards the back, which I probably will be, I will turn around with you. So you're not waiting by yourself so no one's alone. It's no big deal and nothing to be ashamed of. You go as far as you can. And when you wear out, I really think we want it just to be fun. So if you
be fun and be realistic.
That's it. Don't hurt yourself. If you start really tuckering out, say that. And you know what? If someone didn't come with you and you're by yourself, I will gladly go back and sit. Who cares? It's still just fun and nice, and we want people to want to be there. So.
Trina, someone just asked about your hours today. Can you throw out your hours for the week, please?
Yeah, from Monday through Friday, we open at 10 a.m. and we close at 6 p.m. We're here on Saturdays also. It's from 10 to 5, and we are closed on Sundays. Now, on Saturdays at 10:30, we do a free flat repair class.
Cool.
It's a hands-on class. So anybody can stop in. You don't have to bring your bike. We have several bikes here we can demonstrate with, and we teach people, on the side of the road what to do if you get a flat, if your chain falls off, the basics. Mm-hmm. So anyone can join in on that. The only time we don't have those on Saturdays if it is a holiday weekend.
Okay. Yeah, that's great information, and it's going to be fun. We just want this to be an easy, just enjoyable time for all of us. Me too.
Now, is there going to be like somebody leading out the group so one will get lost?
I would say Brendan Scott. Yeah,
we're
going
to have Brendan lead the way.
Okay. All right, great. And then you have a sweep crew is what I call it, for the people to sweep up the back end just to make sure we all make it okay, right?
Do you want me to be a sweeper?
I'll be towards the back just naturally, I think. But I think so that'll be fine with me unless someone does want to turn around that I turn around with, then I wouldn't be back there anymore. But otherwise, I'm going to keep going. And I'll encourage those that think they're tuckering out to make sure they're tuckered out before we turn around. But if you are, I totally get it. It's no big deal. I think don't hurt yourself. Don't, push it as far as you can. But when it's time to turn around, no shame in that.
I'm really excited about this.
I am too.
You also are carrying, as I was in there the other day, the racks, and I want to throw this out there for a lot of us. Like my wife and I ride together, but our children love biking. You guys have racks that folks could buy and purchase to utilize for bikes if they want to, take it to the races or on trails. Is it correct, Trina, on that?
Yes, absolutely. We see so many damaged bikes because people are cramming them into their car. And then also, we see a lot of damage inside vehicles, the grease on the seats, things of that sort as well. So most cars are able to carry a rack of some sort that would fit onto the back of the car, whether it sits on the trunk or it goes on top of the roof or it actually slides into a receiver type. Mm-hmm. We carry all of them in stock. So we make sure we look at your vehicle, we pull it up, we make sure that the individual rack will work with your car so there's no damage to your vehicle. And, we show you how to install that. And, then you're able to carry, up to 4 bikes if you like.
Wow.
I'm liking this. Can you throw out your address and your phone number, please, Trina?
Yes, we're at 609 East US Highway 20. So we're just past Cleveland Ave. And our phone number, if anybody wants to give us a call, is 219-872-9228.
Awesome. Well, you tell Todd and Patrick and everybody at the shop that we said hi. We're looking forward to seeing you this upcoming weekend. And ride, everybody. Woo-woo!
We'll see you Friday.
I'll see you guys Friday morning.
Thank you so much.
See you soon.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I love her.
I actually will probably see her before that. I need to go get my helmet.
Go get it, kid.
I'm trying to think of tomorrow or Thursday. When's the best to stop in and...
Anytime's a good day. And by the way, they will actually fit you. And she means it. When I, did my bike, I did everything. I picked out my pedals. I picked out my shoes. They fit my helmet, my head for my helmet, all that good stuff. I mean,
that's what
great.
I mean.
I learned so much.
Specifically the helmet. I need to.
I'm going to throw my hand up here because I was that guy. And it's still tough for me to change a tire. I'm going to be very honest with everybody. Very hard. Patrick showed me it several times. Brendan, who I rode with, who kind of gave me the oomph to get into cycling. Actually, the first ride out with him, I literally popped my tire.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
He changed it for me. And I've since then had a couple, but only because. So I've been fortunate to always have someone on the rides with me when that has happened.
To help out.
So in my bag right now, I have my tube, Norma's tube, 2 CO2s, and some other things, but I never would think to bring, this may sound weird to people, but a Band-Aid or a Benadryl or anything like that, just because you don't think that way. But when Trina just brought that up, I thought to myself, wow, that is brilliant. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's basic,
especially
but it's
if you're thinking you're going to be going on a very long ride. Mm-hmm. Even a short ride, if you do get stung by a bee or something, clearly, if you have an allergy, you're going to already have doctor prescribed medication if you have serious allergy.
Absolutely.
But otherwise, if you do have reactions or something and you are so far from your vehicle or wherever your house, wherever you left from, that would be tough. I mean, the Band-Aid thing, it was funny then, we were like, look, we're freaking Laura Ingalls. That's how we, made a joke about it and laughed over the years about, making things on our own. But it is so important. I mean, it was a little scratch, but it was bleeding, and that was the point. That's why I always think of Band-Aids. It used to be a running joke, and the kids diaper bags, and then I carried a diaper bag much longer than we needed because
Sure.
I would pack.
Everything.
I would carry, books
Same
and
way,
stuff in there to
sure.
keep kids
Stuff.
occupied, snacks, all kinds of stuff,
yeah.
shot records, because you never know if somebody is going to get hurt, whatever. But I always had Band-Aids and kids Tylenol and salve and stuff. So it was so funny. We would be at all kinds of sporting events for the other kids, and it would never fail.
You were the
Someone
mom.
would say, someone would say, do you by any chance have, and usually I would go, yes, I do. Or, do you have a bobby pin? I do. Hold on. Safety pin? Oh, someone's stuff ripped. That was it.
No,
and it
you're
was
right.
nice. But, and I think that was always a running joke with the using the leaf and the weed as a, makeshift Band-Aid.
Which, if you're just joining us, was used by one Mary Anthony when her and her girlfriend Palms back in the day.
Long time ago. I wrecked on tracks on my bike.
She crashed and she didn't have anything on her, so you used. I don't understand.
What I did, we literally.
Were you
I
bleeding?
wrecked. My leg was bleeding just under the knee. I mean, it was to the right of the knee, not like
Sure.
my kneecap, but to the right of my knee. And I had landed on the railroad tracks. Is where I wrecked. So. I found a big leafy plant, and I took the leaf off.
Was poison ivy?
No, it was. I know what poison ivy looks like, but I took the leaf, and then I took I say a cattail because I don't really know what they're called, but like one of those
I know
tall
exactly.
weeds.
I know
and I broke
exactly.
the top off, and then they're very flexible.
They sure
so
are.
I tied it around.
Sure.
Band-Aid.
Yeah.
I mean, on top of the weed for like a Band-Aid. It was funny, but it's not recommended.
It's funny you say
Band-Aids.
that. Those little cattails people use, and even when I was younger, I remember this. We would go out for country rides, for hours.
Yeah.
And you'd pick them, and then you dry them out, and then some people would use them as dried flowers. Like
Oh,
at home.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it really does work. You're looking
That's
at me like
funny.
I'm
I never
crazy.
did that,
I won't
but
tell you
no.
what else people used to use them for, but it was actually very funny. But
That-
we won't want to promote that. I see the producers going, ah!
It's funny.
Don't
No,
go there.
I mean, I definitely pack Band-Aids. So since then, I think I've always been more thinking ahead a little bit more, just as far as, how hard is it to throw a couple Band-Aids in your purse, your bag, whatever.
Two things before we wrap
Yes,
it up in
please.
2 minutes. Sanders, can you pull back up the route, please? Thanks to the group that did that. It's up right now, and I know that we've got a link off of Facebook. I was just
Yes.
told that. And also, I want to be clear on the starting point is Cummins Lodge, which, by the way, when you pull in the Soldiers Memorial, just park right there. It's a beautiful lot. It's right there. And the lodge you see literally,
You won't miss
you
it.
can't miss it. It's huge.
Plus, you'll see us there.
Yeah. You'll see, if you see the fiery red here with the gut.
And the dirty white van is mine.
Yeah,
so
I was
you'll
gonna
see
say,
us.
I thought you were gonna say the dirty white truck is Rick's, but yeah, I got the dirty white truck with 380,000 miles on it.
Oh,
But
my
I'm
goodness.
very proud of that.
Yeah.
I'm very
Yes,
proud
for
of
sure.
that.
It's going to be a good time.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to be relaxed. And again, this is going to be one of at least a couple because unfortunately, being the time that we're going, I know my husband cannot go. My kids are bummed that they cannot go. So I said, we'll do it again. We'll do it again on a Saturday or Sunday when we can try to include everyone. So.
Oh my gosh, I just got a definite confirmation from the one and only, ladies and gentlemen, Brendan Scott.
Oh, good.
He says, Mary and Rick, love the show. I will be leading the group.
Yep.
And he will bring extra supplies. I love
He'll have
you.
our Band-Aids.
Come on, hold on. Open your arms up. Throw it back to the cameras. Sanders, back to the camera. 2-shot. Watch this. 2-shot. Big hug for Brendan.
hug
Brendan,
for
come
you.
here. Don't you touch me,
That's
Rick
perfect.
Federighi.
Oh, listen to you.
He's working on getting a SAG truck to tail us as well, which means like at the SAG stops, these
Yeah.
are where there's like, stuff to eat or whatever, just
That's
stuff.
nice. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be great.
That's
I'm
nice.
really
It's going to be a great time. I really am excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Give me a hug.
Yep. We'll hug you next time we see you. Thank
Yes,
you.
we will. Looking forward to this. So this is going to be this Friday, 10:30, Soldiers Memorial.
Cummins
the starting
Lodge.
port, Cummins Lodge. This will be great. Don't sweat it.
Right.
Call Trina at the bike stop if you want some insight. She'll take care of you. Her and Todd will. I'm
Yep.
telling
Just
you.
have a helmet. Your bike. It doesn't have to be any major cycling bike.
fancy
Any
bike,
bike
right.
you have. I certainly don't have a fancy bike, so it's going to be great.
Okay.
I really look forward to it.
Well, thank you for joining us for another great edition
Thank
of
you.
Younger Life. I'm Rick Federighi.
I'm Mary
Have a great day. Get out there and ride. Woo!
Thanks.
AM 1420, WIMS, Michigan City.